Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another I Can Do It Myself video. If this is your first time here, I'm a do-it-yourselfer. If you're returning, welcome back. Today we're talking about camera storage and camera gear storage. If you've seen my Tech Tuesdays recently, you'll know that I have switched from the Canon M50 over to the EOS R. And this is the case that I've been using to haul my camera gear around. This is the Pelican 1550, and it's got Pelican foam in it. So we're going to see if we can do something a little bit better, and we're going to jump right into it. So this is the way that I've had it set up, kind of. Some of the stuff is just kind of floating around in there because I've been making changes. And so it doesn't work for my current setup. This has plug and pull foam in it, which is fine if you are going to do it once and then never do it again. But most of us change gear. So I needed something that was a little bit better suited instead of buying new plug and pull foam and then doing it again and then possibly changing stuff again and then having to redo it a third time. So I came across a TrekPak system. This is what it looks like. You can buy it on Amazon, but it's not cheap. You can buy it for specific models of Pelican cases. This one is for mine, which is the 1550. And it's modular, so you can set it up however you want, and then you can change it around. You do have to do some cutting if you want the panels to be different lengths, but it's pretty modular. You can change stuff pretty easily, and that's what I want to do today. Is I want to see if we can make our own TrekPak system instead of spending the $140 on a legit one. And we're going to see if we can fit all of this stuff in here a little bit more organized than it is right now. Some of the spots I'm going to kind of miss because I have a little slot for my remote to go in, which is really convenient. So here's what I picked up to do our project today. I picked up some plastic corrugated board. This, I believe, is 2 foot by 3 foot. It came in a 2-pack, so there's 2 pieces. The downside, and I didn't really think about this when I ordered it, so it's corrugated, like it's cardboard pretty much, but it's plastic. But the louvers run long ways instead of this way. So I was actually hoping that they would run this way. That way I can get nice long strips because they need to be about 5 inches high. I was hoping to go long ways because that would at least give me a nice wrap around, and I would probably be able to wrap around the entire perimeter with just 2 pieces. But now it's going to take more because I have to go across this way. So that is a downside. I picked up some foam that is got an adhesive backing on it. I believe this was 1/8 inch or 1/4 inch thick. I think it was 1/8 inch. And then I picked up some bobby pins, roller pins, whatever, they're hairpins. I'm sure any of them will do. Nothing fancy. So these are going to be the pieces for the front and back, or I guess the long edges of the case. I just cut slits on the back side so that it would fold and go around the corner quite nicely. And this utility knife that I have actually has 2 blades in it, so it's just got your normal cutting blade, but then it's got a hook blade. I don't know what you want to call it. But it's perfect for fitting inside the holes. You just put the hook right in there and it's just perfect, and it just follows that groove so that you can slice them and make that corner. And that hook makes it so that you don't overcut and cut through this side. So it follows that groove perfectly. So the first step was to make a perimeter. That's all done. I tried to use a single strip of foam on the inside here because this corrugated plastic cardboard is in separate pieces. So I wanted to use as long of a strip of foam as I could to try and hold it all together and make it as sturdy as possible. I was a couple inches shy on the back side here, but almost made it. So if you're wondering what the cutout is in the bottom of this foam, that was actually for this case, which I stood straight up inside of this, inside the Pelican case, and that gave me an extra ½ an inch of clearance. This just holds all of my miscellaneous GoPro parts. So the next step is to lay everything out in here to see how we want it, to get an idea, and then we can make dividers. So one thing I did not realize when I started this was the foam shrinks when you take the paper backing off. So if you slowly peel the paper backing off, you can kind of minimize that and just push it down as you go. Or if you take the whole paper backing off, you can just kind of put down a corner and then you stretch it to another corner and so on. And it's really pliable, so you can stretch it back out. It's not a problem, just something to be aware of. So to organize it, you just take your panels that you made to whatever size you need them, and you put them in place. Now they're going to be really tight and not want to go in easily. They're not going to want to slide down easily because the foam has a lot of grip to it. And here's my finished product, or at least for now, this is the way I have it set up. I'm pretty happy with it, but I do have a spot for the switch pod in here. There's also another smaller tripod in there as well. I got a spot for my 35mm RF. There's also my EFM to EF adapter down in there. Microphone plus a couple of loose odds and ends, some cables, some extra camera strap hooks. There's also my GoPro suction cup mount. This is the pouch for my microphone for the Pico Stream, ND filter, and some other filters. I have another lens there. The RF to EF adapter is underneath that. I have a tiny little slot for my remote. I did use a little bit of the foam out of here so that so this doesn't go down as far. So there's a little bit of foam in there. There's also some foam in here to keep my battery charger up higher, because with the size of this pocket, I couldn't actually reach down, get my hand in there. It was kind of difficult. So this makes it nice and easy. And same thing for this battery charger over here. There's some foam down in there to keep it from going down too far. And here's some lens caps. And same thing, foam down in there to keep it from going down too low. And I even put some foam in this pouch to protect the camera. Right now I have a spot for the M50. And this big spot is for the EOS R with the 24 to 70 lens on it. And then this one is for my handle with my light and microphone all mounted to it. It'll just slide right down into that spot right there. Well, it took me a little while, but I was able to get it done. I'm really happy with it. It turned out pretty good. The hair clips are pretty far down in there. The TrekPak has little pull tabs on them. Other people that have done their own DIYs, they've put some sort of like ribbon or thread or something like that on the hair clips so they can pull them out. I did not, because I have no intention on pulling them out regularly. If I really need to rearrange it, I can just use a little tool like this. It's just sharp on one end, and I can get in there and I can pull the hair clips out really easily. But I have no intention of making changes to this constantly, so I have no reason to have pull tabs on the clips. I was able to get all the things that I wanted in here, and turned out pretty good. Another thing to keep in mind, the TrekPak system for this particular case was like $140, but I don't know how many dividers it actually comes with. So if it doesn't come with enough dividers for what you want, you're gonna have to spend another $140 to get a second kit just to get more dividers. Or there might be other divider kits where you can just get the dividers. I'm not entirely sure. You may not have to buy the whole kit, just dividers. But for what I bought, all the foam that I bought 2 rolls of foam, and I bought 2 boards plus the hair clips, and I think I ended up spending half the price at $70 instead of $140. I saw other videos where they said that they had done it for $30, but when I went to go and find the same materials or similar materials, it ended up costing $70. So that may be because I bought extra materials for what I thought I might need, and I did need them. I wouldn't have had enough if I didn't buy it. So, yeah. But I think this was a great DIY project, and I'm really happy with the way it turned out. So I guess that does it for this video on our DIY TrekPak system for the Pelican case. I will catch you guys on the next one. See ya.